Sports Central podcast. I'm Sam Sipes, and I'm doing a podcast on the Colts pick last night in the draft. So the Colts went with Phillip Dorsett, wide receiver out of the U, and boy, did it unsettle some people, that's for sure. I didn't see one positive tweet, one positive comment, status, nothing from Colts fans, analysts, anyone. Caitlin Irsay, Jim Irsay's daughter, sent out a tweet last night. Like, welcome to the Colts, Phillip Dorsett, something like that. Glad to have this speedster on our team. That's what it was. And so many tweets back, all negative that I saw. Why would you pick this guy? How is this going to help stop the Patriots' run? Everything that crossed your mind when the Colts picked Phillip Dorsett was said by someone. So your thoughts are shared by the entire Colts nation, pretty much, including Mr. Bob Kravitz. He wasn't happy last night. It was fun to watch his Twitter feed, honestly, because of how, I don't know, angry, I wouldn't say angry, irritated he was, kind of shocked, just like everyone else. His column came out last night. I got to read it this morning. And I highlighted a few things that I thought were good points, funny, and I'm gonna share those. The main point that everyone is thinking is, how does this make us more competitive with the Patriots? I mean, he just said what was on everybody's mind. It doesn't, obviously, and I hope that the Colts will go defense in these next 2 days in the draft. I really do. Immediately. Don't wait. I hope they get defense next pick. The next pick that they have, they need a safety or defensive lineman, linebacker, whatever. Just don't get another wide receiver, please, please. How does this help them slow down elite passing attacks? Guys like Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, and others who had their way with the Colts last year. Self-explanatory. Here's Grigson's response. Bob Kravitz quotes him in the article. Grigson says, "We have 8 more picks." This is the guy that's the general manager of the Colts. We have 8 more picks. So what? We just might have screwed ourselves out of a great defender in the first round. So what? We have 8 more picks. Who cares? 8 more picks coming up, guys. Then Bob Kravitz says, the Colts need a wide receiver like I need 10 pounds around my midsection. That was my favorite tweet of the night. I just wanted to put that in there. Then Grigson also says, this shows that we stick to our guns when it comes to taking the best player on our board. And it's not just party talk. Whatever party talk is. But that's not a good thing. You can't just say, well, we took the top guy on the board, so that was a good pick. I'm not here to trash Dorsett. I mean, he sounds super talented. Never get to watch him play, honestly, but from what I've heard, as Bob Kravitz says in here, he's basically T.Y. Hilton, maybe even a little faster. 4.25 40 time at the combine. Apparently runs routes just to a T perfectly. But like I said, I'm not here to trash him and his skills because he sounds like an amazing player. I'm here to, I don't want to say trash, critique the Colts pick and just kind of try to understand why the Colts went wide receiver. I guess that's the only explanation we get is he was our top guy on the board. Sounds like that's all we're going to get from Grigson. Another little fun stat. Patriots in the last 3 games against the Colts ran for 657 yards. I'll repeat that number just so you can get the full effect. 657 yards against the Colts in 3 games. And a lot of that was from earlier this season. I had the misfortune of being at the Patriots-Colts game and got to watch Jonas Gray just run all over the Colts. And it wasn't pretty to see live either. That's pretty self-explanatory to me. That right there should have shocked Grigson into picking a defensive player. If that doesn't make you go defense first round, I don't know what will. I honestly don't. Another good point, Kravitz. What are the Colts planning to do? Beat everyone 48-45? I mean, think about it. No defensive secondary guys. Our defense isn't awful. I think we finished 11th last year in the league, but it definitely wasn't 11th place against the Patriots, that's for sure. It was, 30th, 31st, 32nd maybe against the Patriots. I mean, that's what you'll have to do. Is if you don't get any good defensive players in this draft, God forbid, but who knows, then you're going to have a shootout every game, or you're going to have to win. It may not be a shootout if your offense doesn't show up. I mean, there's a few weeks where the offense won't show up. That happens. So you want to rely on your defense in those weeks to come through, maybe get turnovers, 3 and outs, stuff like that. But you can't when you don't have anyone to do that. You're lacking depth in, a significant amount of positions on defense. You can't really rely on the defense to do much on that side of the ball. So, yeah, you'd have to, be in a shootout every week. Your offense better come ready to battle, because that's how it would be every week. Then Pagano comes out and makes a statement, which I thought was, I'll just say it sounded very similar to the words of Grigson when he came out on this pick, and basically said he's a freak athlete, runs a 4.25 40. Somebody's going to get him. He can return punts, elusive, runs good routes. And then he says it was easy to see when you looked at the board who to take. That's Grigson's take on this. Pagano comes out, sounds very similar to Grigson's take. He says, quote, "This whole stopping the run deal, we're going to get that fixed. We finished 11th overall in defense. We had some games that were disappointing, but there are enough players on this board that there will be people there tomorrow and Saturday, and we'll add the right pieces. But we certainly stayed true to the board. When you've got a guy with rare traits, you don't pass on him." To me, it sounds like Pagano kind of forced some stuff there. I don't know if any of you picked up on that, but to me it sounds like he's kind of half-hearted about it. He's not, just doesn't sound ecstatic, especially when he starts the statement off with, we got to fix the run defense. It wasn't, the receiving core is just going to be stacked now, or anything along those lines. It was, we're going to get that fixed on the run defense. Like, guys, don't worry type of deal. And then we stayed true to the board. That whole thing just sounds super similar to Grigson's. We took the top guy on our board statement. Like I said, that's not always a good thing. It's not always something to brag or be proud about, taking your top guy, like I said earlier, especially when your defense is severely lacking certain things. And then he finishes the article by saying, "Grigson better be right, or this one will be on his football epitaph." So you can tell from that article, Kravitz was not happy at all. And I think he held back even a little bit. And most of the Colts fans didn't hold back, especially from tweets, Facebook comments that I saw. But I'm just going to say that I guess at this point we have to trust the management. We have to trust the people in charge of the Colts. And that's a scary thing right now, especially after that pick. But at the end of the day, they're the ones making the pick. They're the ones scouting the guys. They're the ones deciding which guys they want to take first.